Now, welcome to part 3. We have already finished practice set 3.4 part 1 and part 2, wherein we have solved the sums based on angle bisector property and property of inequalities of sides and angles in a triangle. So these two properties we have already studied, and we have finished 4 sums in the previous parts. Now in this video we are going to proceed ahead with the 5th sum. Okay, now here they have told prove that an equilateral triangle is equiangular. Now what do you mean by equilateral triangle? I hope you have all studied in the lower classes that what is equilateral triangle. So equilateral triangle is a triangle whose all sides and all angles are equal. Like in this figure, if you see the proof that is here, I've already shown this 3 sides of the triangle to be equal, right? And I have to prove that they have equal angles also. Equiangular I am supposed to prove. So the first step that I am going to do is I am going to write down what is given and to prove, because they have told us to prove something. Whenever they ask us to find out the proof, or then we always mention given and to prove. Okay, so let us write down what is given in the question. So we first write down given triangle ABC is an equilateral triangle, and we have to prove triangle ABC is equiangular, means we have to prove that all its angles are equal in measurement. Okay, so now let us start with the proof. Now how do I start with the proof, children? I will first say that in this triangle ABC, AB is congruent to AC. Okay, first I'll mention that AB is equal to AC. Since see, 3 sides are equal, but I'll take 2 at a time so that I can use the isosceles triangle theorem. I hope you all know what is isosceles triangle theorem. In isosceles triangle theorem says that if 2 sides are equal, then the angles opposite to them are also equal. So same logic we are going to apply here. We will not show all the 3 first. We will show first AB and AC are equal. Then we will show AB and BC are equal. So let us start. First we will say in triangle ABC, seg AB and seg AC are congruent. Now in proof we say that in triangle ABC, AB is congruent to AC because they are the sides of a triangle. Okay, and sides of equilateral triangle. I'm so sorry, we have to mention equilateral triangle here. And side AB is congruent to AC, and therefore since AB is congruent to AC, the angle opposite to AB is C. So therefore angle ACB and is congruent to seg AC. So angle opposite to AC is angle ABC. So ACB is congruent to ABC, and we are going to number it as 1. So after showing AB congruent to AC, now I will show AB congruent to BC. Okay, I finished these 2 sides. Now I'll take these 2 sides, AB and BC, and I will show that AB is congruent to BC because same logic will apply. AB is congruent to BC because they are the sides of equilateral triangle. So let us write down that. Similarly, we have written that seg AB is congruent to BC. Okay, so AB is congruent to BC. So angle opposite to AB is going to be angle ACB, and since BC, so angle opposite to this will be BAC. So I have written ACB is congruent to angle BAC, isosceles triangle theorem. Now look at this 1 and 2. Now what do you understand from 1 and 2? You find out that ACB is equal to ABC and ACB is also equal to BAC. So ACB is equal to ABC and this ACB is also equal to BAC. So that means angle ACB, angle ABC. This we have already counted. Angle ACB, angle ABC and angle BAC are all congruent to each other from 1 and 2. And since they are all 3 angles are congruent to each other, we say that they are equiangular. So from 1 and 2 I have written, see here, angle ACB is congruent to ABC. So angle ACB congruent to angle ABC, and angle ACB is also congruent to angle BAC. So angle ACB, ABC and BAC, all the 3 are congruent, and hence all the 3 are congruent, because of which we say that the given triangle is an equiangular triangle. So I'll write down the final statement which says that triangle ABC is equiangular. Coming back to 6th question. Prove that if the bisector of angle ABC prove that the bisector of angle BAC of triangle ABC is perpendicular to side BC, then triangle ABC is an isosceles triangle. So in this question we have to prove that this triangle is an isosceles triangle. So there is so first, looking at the question, we draw the figure. The proof that if the bisector of angle BAC of triangle ABC. So we draw triangle ABC first, and then if the bisector of angle BAC. So there is a angle BAC and we have to draw the bisector of this. So I'll draw bisector, means I'll draw a ray from angle BAC which divides angle BAC into two equal parts. So I'm going to draw an angle, I'm going to draw a. So what we do is, we have to draw an angle bisector of BAC. Okay, so if I want to draw an angle bisector of BAC, I'll draw one ray from BA, okay, such that it will divide this angle into two equal parts. So let me draw an angle bisector. So I have drawn the angle bisector. Now what else is given? So prove that if the bisector of angle BAC of triangle, so this much we have finished, is perpendicular to side BC. So this angle bisector is perpendicular to side BC. Okay, so we have to prove that this triangle is isosceles triangle theorem. First of all, let me name this as say D. Okay, now we have to prove that this is an isosceles triangle. To prove an isosceles triangle, either we should get two sides congruent or two angles congruent, right? So if you see here we see two triangles, right? If I prove that these two triangles are congruent, then by CSCT, corresponding sides of corresponding side of congruent triangles, I can easily show that side AB is congruent to AC, and I will be able to prove that this is an isosceles triangle. So right now what we are going to do is, we are going to prove these two triangles congruent. Once we prove these two triangles congruent, we will therefore, since these two triangles will be congruent, we will say that AB is equal to AC, and since AB is equal to AC, we can say that triangle ABC is an isosceles triangle. So let us see. So the first step is going to be to prove these two triangles congruent. So how do I prove these two triangles congruent? First thing, I can see these two dots here. Yes, this shows that these two angles are congruent, which is already given to us since it is an angle bisector. So we'll say in triangle ABD and triangle ACD, angle BAD and triangle CAD is congruent because it is given to us. Secondly, AD is congruent to AD. This is common side to both the triangles. Okay, and third, we show this is perpendicular. So this is 90 degrees and this is also 90 degrees. So we have angle, side and angle congruent here, and therefore this two triangles will be congruent by ASA test. Okay, so let us write it down. So first thing what I am going to write down, angle BAD congruent to angle CAD. Therefore, we write down that in triangle ABD and triangle ACD, this angle is congruent to this angle given. This is a common side, and BADC and ADB are 90 degrees. Okay, so this is also, so according to ASA test, these two triangles are congruent. Once I prove that these two triangles are congruent by ASA test, I have to write down the remaining. See, we have already studied in the previous exercises that when two triangles are congruent, the remaining sides and remaining angles become equal, right? So here, since these two triangles are congruent, or whatever are the remaining sides, okay, like for example, this side is common. Okay, this side will, so this side we have already showed it is common. So which is the remaining side? BD becomes equal to DC. Okay, but we don't want that. Also AB becomes equal to AC. So we'll write down that AB is congruent to AC, and then since AB is congruent to AC, we'll say that this triangle is an isosceles triangle since its two sides are congruent. So let me write that. So we write down, therefore, since these two triangles are equal, AB is congruent to AC, CSCT, and therefore since AB is congruent to AC, this triangle is an isosceles triangle. In the next question, we have to prove that, see what is given here, PQ is congruent to PR, which is given to us, and we have to prove that PS, this side is greater than, PS is greater than PQ. That's what we have to prove. Now if I have to prove that PS is greater than PQ, then I'll have to show that the opposite angles are also in the similar manner. Like for example, this angle opposite to PS is going to be Q, and the side angle opposite to PQ is going to be S. So if I show the relation between these two angles, okay, I will automatically be able to prove this, right? So how am I going to show the relation between these two angles, angle Q and angle S? Let us see. Let us first go towards the smaller this triangle and try to apply whatever knowledge we have here. Now in this triangle PQR, we see that PQ is congruent to PR, right? So we will say that side PQ is congruent to PR, and therefore angle opposite to this side. So PQ, the angle opposite to this is R, right? Therefore angle PRQ is congruent to angle PQR according to isosceles triangle theorem. So I'll write that first. So PQ is equal congruent to PR. Therefore their opposite angles like angle PRQ and angle PQR are also congruent according to isosceles triangle theorem. Okay, now we'll apply. Now after using this triangle, now we'll use this triangle. Now in PRS nothing is given to us, so what logic will apply here is, see how can we relate angles here and here. So what we will say that PRQ is an exterior angle of triangle PRS. I hope you all are aware of exterior angle. Yes. And what does exterior angle say? Exterior angle says that angle by PRQ is equal to measure of angle RPS and angle RSP. Yes, that is what our property of remote interior angle theorem says. Exterior angle property says that PRQ is equal to sum of RPS and RSP. So if PRQ is a sum of these two angles, we can automatically say that PRQ is greater than this PSR angle. Yes, because since this angle is the addition of, see this angle is the addition of this plus this. So if this addition of these two angles give this, that means if I want to find out the relation between this and this angle, I can say that this is bigger than this angle. Yes, so I'll say angle PRQ is greater than angle PSQ. So therefore I will say, now in the next step I'll say PRQ is exterior angle of triangle. PRQ is exterior angle of triangle PRS, and therefore PRQ is greater than PSR. Now just look at this. See, PRQ is congruent to PQR and PRQ is greater than this. So here I can replace this PRQ. PRQ is congruent to PQR, so I can replace this PRQ with PQR. So in the next step I'll write down everything similar, but I'll write down instead of PRQ I'll write down PQR. So here I'll write down PQR. So let me write that in the next step. From 1 and 2, I write down angle PQR is greater than angle PSR. Same, everything is same. I just wrote, instead of PRQ, I wrote PQR. From 1 and 2. From 1 and 2. Now in the next step, I am going to rename these angles. See, instead of PQR, I can also write down PQS. It's the same angle, right? So I'll just rename it. Instead of PQR, I'll write down PQS. And here, instead of PSR, I will write down PSQ. So we are just going to rename it in the next step. So I just renamed it. PQR I wrote as PQS and PSR I wrote as PSQ. So since PQS is greater than PSQ, can I say PQS is greater? So the side opposite to PQS is PS. Yes. So the next step I'll write down for PQS, I'll write down PS is greater than. Now for PSQ, the side opposite to PSQ is PQ. So I have proved that PS is greater than PQ. See, for PQS, so PQS, the side opposite to this angle PQS is PS. So let me write down PS greater than, PS is greater than, now PSQ. So the side opposite to PSQ is PQ. Q. The side opposite to PSQ is PQ. So here I write down, for PSQ I write down PQ. Okay, and hence we also give the reason here. Side opposite to greater angle is greater. Hence we have proved that PS is greater than PQ. That's what it is asked in the question. Show that PS is greater than PQ. So that's what we have proved. PS is greater than PQ. In the figure, in triangle ABC, seg AD and BE are the altitudes. So AD and BE are the altitudes. Altitudes are the height of the triangles normally, and altitudes are always perpendicular. So because of this angles are 90 degrees. Okay, so they are perpendicular. Also AE, this AE is congruent to BD. This is given to us. Okay, AD is congruent to BD is given. We have to prove that AD is congruent to BE. We have to prove that AD is congruent to BE. And how am I going to prove that? I will have to take two triangles, ABE and ABD. Okay, you can see this one standing triangle and one this diagonal triangle. These two triangles, if I prove congruent, then I can say that AD is congruent to BE. Okay. Now, how am I going to prove these two triangles here? See, if you don't understand, I'll just separate these two triangles for you and show it to you. So it becomes easy. So now for your better understanding, what I have done is I have drawn these two triangles separately here so that it becomes easy for you to find out the congruency between them. See what I did? I have drawn this triangle ABD here, and I have drawn this triangle ABE here. Okay, as it is I have drawn. There is a perpendicular sign, so I have drawn a perpendicular sign. This congruency sign I have shown. Similarly, these two symbols also I have shown here. Okay, now we have to prove that these two triangles are congruent. Once we prove that these two triangles are congruent, we can automatically say that AD is congruent to BE. Okay, but how can we do that? For this, we have to find out the congruency between two triangles. So let us see. Now children, out of all the tests, I have always told you, if you have two triangles where you say a right angle triangle, right angle there. Okay, like for example, look here, angle E and angle D are right angles here, right? And therefore, we will try to find out whether we can use the hypotenuse side test here. Okay, so let us check. Now, can I find out a hypotenuse congruent here? See, AB is the hypotenuse, since this is 90 degrees, so AB is the hypotenuse of this triangle. Similarly, this is 90 degrees, so AB is the hypotenuse of this triangle. So both the triangles are having the same hypotenuse, right? So the AB is going to be congruent to AB. Yes, also I need one side, and one side also I have. BD is congruent to AE. So therefore these two triangles are going to be congruent by hypotenuse side test. And if these two triangles are congruent by hypotenuse side test, we can say therefore, see, once the two triangles are congruent, automatically the remaining sides and angles also become congruent. Yes. So once these two triangles become congruent, we will automatically say BE is congruent to AD. Okay. So let us write down the congruency between two. The first we'll write down AB is congruent to AB, common side. So therefore I will write down since both the angles are 90 degrees, hypotenuse AB is congruent to hypotenuse AB, common side, and this side is also congruent given. Therefore triangle ABE congruent to triangle ABD by hypotenuse side test. So now if these two triangles are congruent, automatically I will say therefore BE is congruent to AD. So let me write that. And hence we say that therefore sec BD is congruent to sec AD CSCT. And that is what we are supposed to prove. AD is congruent to BE. Hence it is proved.